Now let's move on to the second topic, assignment problem. This assignment problem is nothing but a particular case of transportation problem where the objective is to assign equal number of jobs to equal number of facilities in such a way that the cost of assignment is minimum. So when you look at the table, unlike transportation problem, see you have per unit assignment cost of assigning jobs to different machines. But here the condition is the jobs and machines, the number tallies, that is equal number of job and equal number of machines is the basic condition. That means you will always have a square table and the C11, C12, C13 stands for the per unit assignment cost of job to particular machine. So we are aiming at one-to-one assignment in such a way that we are going to minimize the total assignment cost. So when you look at the table in availability and requirement places, instead of having some numbers like transportation problem, we have one over here, all availability and requirement. We are going to make one-to-one assignment and choose the best combination among the different set of alternatives to identify the minimum assignment cost schedule. So this is the basic objective of assignment problem. So that means each row and each column will have exactly only one assignment made, and the place where assignment is made, your availability will take a value 1 and the remaining takes a value 0. So when you sum up, the total lands up in 1. So if a particular job is assigned to a particular machine, it takes a value 1 and 0 otherwise. So when you look at row wise and column wise after the optimal assignment, you will have only 1 in one place and remaining places will carry a 0 as the entry. And the mathematical model goes like this. So this Xij, if you remember, I used to call it as the allocation to be made. Xij is the number of allocations made in transportation problem. Here in assignment problem, this Xij is equal to 1 if jth job is assigned to ith machine, or Xij takes a value 0 if jth job is not assigned to the ith machine. So you just compare it with the transportation table. In transportation table, we had different origin and different destination, but the number of origins need not tally with the number of destination, whereas in assignment problem, it is always a square matrix in the sense that the number of tasks is equal to the number of facilities. The task I can call it as job or sources or origin, and the facilities I can call it as machines or persons or destinations. So you should always have a square matrix. If you have a square matrix, mathematically I call it as a balanced problem. Whereas in transportation problem, we just count the number of sum of AIs and summation of BJ. If both the total of availability and demand matches, supply matches, then we call the problem to be balanced one. Whereas here in assignment problem, we call the problem as balanced one if the number of origin is same as the number of destination. Then as usual, like transportation problem, here also the objective is to find the minimum assignment cost schedule. So please recollect your primary condition. Yeah, do you remember the primary conditions are the algorithm is applicable only for a cost minimization problem and a balance problem. So now when you are given a problem, if you are able to formulate a square matrix, then I call the problem as balanced assignment problem. Then if the cost is given, if the cost table is given, we shall proceed with the Hungarian algorithm to arrive at optimality for a assignment problem. The algorithm used is called Hungarian method for a assignment problem. In transportation problem, we had 3 methods to find the initial basic feasible solution, and then we just found optimality using Modi method. But here in assignment problem, there is only one algorithm is proposed. We check for the validity of optimality condition. If it fails, we proceed with further iteration to arrive at optimality. So the mathematical model is minimizing the cost Cij, Xij, where Cij is the cost associated with the place where the assignment is made and where the Xij will take a value 1. So your Xij is 1 if the job is assigned, and Xij when you sum up row wise and column wise, the total always tallies with 1 and your Xij can take only two values 0 or 1 depending on whether the assignment is made or not. So, given a problem, first identify the primary conditions. The primary conditions are: number 1, the problem is balanced one. What do I mean by balanced assignment problem is the number of rows tallies with your number of columns for an assignment problem. Then you just check whether you are given the cost schedule or the profit table. If a profit table is given, like how we dealt with the case of profit maximization in transportation problem, first you have to make it minimization and then proceed further with finding with the optimal solution. So let me now explain a problem for how to work assignment algorithm using Hungarian method. Let's work a problem to find the optimal assignment schedule. You are given 5 different persons and 5 different jobs. These jobs are to be assigned to these persons in such a way that the assignment schedule leads a minimum cost, and this 84261 stands for cost of assigning job 1 to person A, job 2 to person A, job 3 to person A, and so on. So as I said, first you check for the condition of minimization and balancing. Count the number of persons and number of jobs. Number of persons and number of job tallies, it's equal to 5, indicating the problem is a balanced assignment problem, and you are given the assignment cost. So you are given the minimum cost table. So we shall straight away proceed with Hungarian algorithm to find the optimal assignment schedule. The first step is you have to scan all the entries. Scan row wise. Okay. Step 1 states that you should scan the data row wise, which is mandatory. So scan the data row wise and check whether you have 0 in all the rows. The place 0 indicates that this is the possible place for assigning because it is the minimum cost. Okay. So scan all the rows. If 0 is present, it is fine. If 0 is not there, choose the minimum entry of that row and subtract it from all the other entries so that you land up with at least 1 0 in each row. Please do not change the order. Always you have to scan the row first and then you should go for scanning column. So now let me just see this row values. First row I have 84261, no 0 is present. That means you look out for the minimum entry there. Minimum entry is 1. So subtract 1 from all the other entries so that you have 0. Logically when you analyze, we always give preference to a less cost, is it not? Now when you are subtracting with the least cost means that position is a eligible member to become a member of assignment where you have 0 cost. So now when you subtract from 1, you get 8 less 1, 7, then 4 less 1, 3, then 2 less 1, 1, 5 and 0. Now when you scan the second row, already 0 is present. That means this BJ1 is a favorable position. So you can retain it as it is without disturbing the remaining values. So copy the values as it is 0, 9, 5, 5, 4. Now third row, there is no 0 here. So what you have to do is go for searching for the least entry here in that row. Least entry is 2. So subtract all the other entries from 2. So 1, then 8 less 2, 6, 9 less 2, 7, 0 and 4. Now when you scan fourth row, 4, 3, 1, 0, 3, already 0 is present. So no need to make any changes in that row, copy it as it is. So you have 4, 3, 1, 0, 3. Next 9, 5, 8, 9, 5, no 0 is present. So what is the least entry? Least entry here is 5. So you have to subtract 5 from remaining entries. So you have 4, 0, then 8 less 5, 3, 4 and 0. So first, given a problem, read the problem carefully, identify whether you are given the cost or profit table, check for the condition of balancing. If the number of rows equal to number of columns, the problem is balanced one, and if the cost is given, first step is to scan row wise all the data and check for the availability or presence of 0 in each row. If 0 is present, then copy the row as it is. If 0 is not there, then choose the corresponding minimum entry of that particular row and subtract it from the remaining entries so that you land up with at least 1 0 in each row. This is the first step of Hungarian algorithm. So once first step is over, let us make use of this table. Now you just scan the table obtained in step 1 and scan the column. When you scan the column, once again the same, check for the same condition, that is all the columns should have at least 1 0. If not, redo the same procedure by choosing the minimum entry in that column and subtract it from the remaining entries. Now when I scan column wise, I think but for J3 column, the remaining column has at least 1 0. So you can copy the entries as it is. So J1, here you have 7, you have already 0 is there. So write it as it is, 7 0 1 4 4. Second column, once again you have a 0. So you can copy it as it is, 3 9 6 3 0. Third column, 0 is missing. So what is the minimum number? Minimum number in the third column is 1. Subtract all the other entries from 1. So you have 0, then 4, 7 less 1 6, 0 and 2. Fourth column, 0 is already there. So copy it as it is. So you have 5 5 0 0 4. Fifth column, once again 0 is there. So you can write it as it is, 0 4 4 3 0. So first we had the set of data. Initially we scanned the data row wise and check for the availability of 0. Logically it implies that the position where 0, it corresponds to the minimum cost of that particular row. Though many permutation combinations are available, we choose the best combination of assigning the schedule so that we land up in a minimum assignment cost. So we give weightage to the position where 0 is present. If 0 is not there in any particular row, choose the minimum entry, subtract it from all the other entries and convert 0 and check for the availability of 0 in all the rows. At least 1 0 should be present. Once row wise scanning is done, redo the same procedure column wise so that when you scan the data column wise also, each column contains at least 1 0. Once column wise scanning is done and we have at least 1 0 present in all the rows and all the columns, the next step is to draw minimum number of horizontal and vertical lines to cover all the zeros. Remember, no diagonal movement is allowed and you are supposed to draw only minimum number of horizontal and vertical lines to cover all the zeros. Once the line is drawn, if you count the number of lines drawn to cover all the zeros and if the number of lines drawn tallies with your order of the matrix, then that indicates that we have reached optimality. The present schedule is the optimum schedule and we can go for making one-to-one assignment. If the number of lines drawn, obviously it cannot be greater than the order. If the number of lines drawn is lesser than the order of the matrix, that indicates that the solution can be further improved and we can look out for a better solution than the existing solution. So the procedure states that first you draw minimum number of horizontal and vertical lines to cover all the zeros, and then if the number of lines tallies with your order of the matrix, go for one-to-one assignment. If not, you just proceed further with some more iterations. But I just slightly deviate from the procedure because we are going to present everything in the same table. Now let me just copy the table as it is, what we have obtained in step 2. So what is it? 73050 09454 16604 43003 40240. So the same table what we have obtained in step 2 I have copied down here, and the procedure states first you draw the minimum number of lines, then if the number of lines tallies, go for the assignment. But what I am going to do is just altering the procedure slightly, but anyway we will land up in the same answer, don't bother. So what you have to do is scan the row. Always maintain the order of scanning the row first and then column. Okay, scan the row first. Suppose you have more than 1 0 present, just leave that row. Okay, first row contains 2 0, that means A can be assigned to J3 or J5. Okay, leave out that option. So let us move to the second row. In second row there is only 1 0 present, indicating that the best assignment would be B to J1 as per the schedule. So let me just encircle this 0. So once this job is assigned or this person is assigned, they cannot be further considered for some more assignment. So what you have to do is, if you scan the row and if you have only one 0, just encircle that 0 and cross out the remaining zeros in the column if present. So check for the column, no other 0 is there, so you need not cross. Then move down, see, once again when you observe you have only one 0, that means this is the only possible place for allocation. Okay, now this 0 is encircled, so corresponding column when you scan one more 0 is there. It's because J4 is already assigned to C and only one-to-one assignment is needed. J4 cannot be considered for further allocation or person C cannot be allocated to any machine and so on. So what you have to do is scan the column. If 0 is present in that column, simply cross off that. Now you move down to the next row. D, already initially you had two zeros, but it's because this 0 is crossed, this is the only possible place for allocation. So what you can do is simply encircle the 0. So once row wise scanning is done and when you are encircling, just look into the corresponding column. If any 0 is present in that column, simply cross that 0. Now move down to the last row. Once again you have two zeros. You have the option of going for this or this. Please do not make any changes. Leave it as it is. Then once row wise scanning is done, redo the procedure column wise. So scan the entries column wise. First column already it is assigned, don't bother. Second column, now when you scan column wise there is only one 0 there. So you just mark the 0. So corresponding row you just scan the row and cross off any other 0 if it is present in that row. So it's because this 0 is encircled. Now I am crossing the 0 present in the same row, EJ5. Now go for column 3. Column 3 already it is encircled. Then go for column 4. Column 4 already it is marked. In column 5 you have only one 0 left. So that means this 0 has to be marked. So once this is done, you just look into whether one-to-one assignment is there. That is, only one 0 is encircled or marked in each row and each column. So row 1 only one mark place, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all the rows carries only one encircled 0. Similarly, column wise also all the column carries only one encircled 0, indicating that it results in one-to-one assignment. So if it results in one-to-one assignment, always when you try to draw the minimum number of lines to cover the zeros, it will be exactly equal to the order of the matrix. See, if one-to-one assignment is possible means definitely it is vice versa. The procedure states that first you draw minimum number of lines to cover all the zeros. If it matches with the order of the matrix, then definitely you will land up in one-to-one assignment. But anyway, we are going to draw the line and make the assignment schedule in the same table. Show the assignment schedule in the same table. So, nobody will be able to make out whether you have drawn the line first and then encircle the 0, or whether you have done the encircling first and then you drew the line. So, don't bother about it. So, first you just scan row wise and go for the allocation. Then once row wise scanning is over, go for allocation column wise and check if one-to-one assignment is there. So what is one-to-one assignment means? No job should be left without any assignment, or no person should be left without any assignment. Mathematically, when you scan row wise and column wise, each row and each column should carry only one encircled 0. If you land up in this situation, then it definitely indicates that by inspection, if you draw minimum number of lines to cover all the zeros, definitely it will match with the order of the matrix. See, we will try to draw minimum number of lines. It can be either horizontal or vertical. So what is the procedure to draw minimum number of lines? The procedure states that whenever you have maximum zeros, try to cover it by a single line. Any fashion you can do that. Now see, this contains 2 zeros, this contains 2 zeros, and row 3 contains 2 zeros. So let me try to cover zeros by minimum number of lines. So 1, 2, 3. But anyway, 2 more zeros are left without cover. See, all the zeros, whether encircled or not encircled, are to be covered by minimum number of horizontal and vertical lines. So the remaining 2 zeros, you can cross off either vertically or horizontally, choice is yours. So let me simply cross this. So it states that the number of lines covered to draw the number of minimum number of lines drawn to cover all the zeros tallies with the order of the matrix 5. So here simply you can write that the number of lines drawn equal to order of the matrix, which is equal to 5. So this implies that one-to-one assignment is possible and one-to-one assignment is present in the form of encircled zeros. So now the assignment question states that A is to be assigned to J5. So assign A to J5, then B to J1, C to J4, C to J4, D to J3 and E to J2. So one-to-one assignment is possible and this is the best optimum schedule we have obtained. So once the schedule is obtained, you just go back to the original table, go back to the problem and look into the assignment. So A to J5, the cost is 1, then B to J1 cost is 0, C to J4 cost is 2, D to J3 cost is 1 and E to J2 cost is 5. So we have to sum up all these costs to get the minimum cost schedule. So A to J5, so when you sum up, what you get? 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 units of cost is the minimum cost schedule obtained. So this is what Hungarian algorithm is. So given a problem, what we did, we just simply scan the row, look out for the position of 0. The 0th position indicates that this is the minimum possible assignment, or this assignment gives you the minimum possible cost. So row wise, see to it that you get at least 1 0. If 0 is not there, just choose the minimum entry of that row and then subtract to get at least 1 0. Then redo the same procedure column wise. All the columns should have at least 1 0. So once step 2 is done, copy the same table. The procedure states that draw minimum number of horizontal line and vertical line to cover all the zeros. Okay, and if the minimum, this word minimum number of lines is very, very important. Sometimes you may be able to cover it by 3. By mistake you would have drawn 4 lines, which may land up in a wrong answer. So you should be, when you are going to draw the line by inspection, you've got to be very, very careful in drawing the line. Remember, you should draw only minimum number of lines to cover all the zeros. Now once the minimum number of lines drawn is identified and when you count, if it tallies with the order of the matrix, then it indicates that this schedule is the optimum schedule and one-to-one assignment is possible. How to make the assignment is, scan the row first. Okay, suppose a row contains only 1 0 means encircle that 0. More than 1 0 present means skip that row and move to the next row. Okay, when you have only 1 0, encircle that 0 and cross off the remaining zeros in the corresponding column, just to indicate that no further allocation for that particular job is possible. So once row wise allocation is done, just do it again column wise and check whether you are landing with one-to-one assignment. So once the assignment schedule is identified, go to the original table, pick out the cost in the corresponding position and sum up that, which gives you the minimum assignment cost schedule. So now let me come back to this point. When you draw the lines, I said earlier, you have to compulsorily draw minimum number of lines to cover all the zeros. When the data size is more, sometimes when too many zeros are present, it is natural that we may just do mistake in drawing the minimum number of lines. So there is a procedure to draw minimum number of lines. It is up to you. If you are very much comfortable by observing the data, by inspection itself, you can draw the minimum number of lines, means you can very well go ahead with that. Otherwise, you can make use of the procedure called ticking algorithm to identify the pattern. What do I mean by pattern is, see, if you remember in transportation problem, I said when there is a tie, choice is arbitrary. This choice is arbitrary, you can write for your algorithm. But if you follow the procedure of fulfilling the requirement at the earliest, the number of iterations may be less. In the same way, when you adopt a ticking algorithm to identify the minimum number of lines, the number of further iterations may get reduced. For example, see here, now this column also has two zeros, right? But anyway, forget about this problem, because this problem has minimum number of lines drawn to be equal to 5 order of the matrix. Optimality is at 10. If not, suppose the minimum number of line drawn happens to be 4. It can be, the 4 can be obtained either by drawing a vertical line covering two zeros or drawing a horizontal line. The pattern may differ. This ticking algorithm gives us a better pattern which reaches optimality faster. But I always suggest my students to adopt ticking algorithm as well as you go for practical inspection also, because by inspecting the data, you please check whether all the zeros are covered, because the ticking algorithm holds good 99%. Very rarely the ticking algorithm fails. So what you do is, in the next problem I will be discussing ticking algorithm. You adopt ticking algorithm to draw the minimum number of lines, but once the minimum number of lines is drawn, please do not forget to check whether all the zeros are covered. If all the zeros are not covered, means by inspection you may have to draw one more line, but very rarely that happens. 99% your ticking algorithm holds good. So now that we have identified the schedule, one-to-one schedule is this: A to J5, B to J1, C to J4, D to J3, E to J2, and from the problem I have picked out the cost and I have calculated the cost schedule. So this is what Hungarian algorithm, and you can proceed with this method to find the optimal solution for any assignment problem.